Okay, what do we see? Things higher up on the legs are starting to come in. So hip flexors a little bit more, low sartorius, some veins that run into my hip, lower abdomen coming in a little better, hamstrings. Yeah, they're more in this week. I hold quite a bit there, to be honest. Definitely a watery week, also a flat week, watery, and that can sometimes make you just do things you shouldn't be doing. But I am leaning out, man. I mean, look at the flatness and just the girth that is missing between blue, that was like 2 weeks ago, and then my most recent RDLs. So yeah, and to be honest, I think this load at this point might be too much. So I'm going to be a little bit more honest about that, because that is something that happens. You know, it's like, yes, you want to fight for your strength. Yes, you want to fight for performance, but there is a point where you just don't have physics on your side, right? Like, look at our cousins on the other side, the powerlifters, right? That's why they have weight classes, because no matter how good you are, there's no way that a guy that is 2 weight classes down from another dude at the high level, of course, right, that he's going to beat the guy that's heavier. So same thing as we lose weight here, man. It's just something that I need to be responsible with, because hey, you can keep your weight if you want, but you might be, if anything, yielding like a weaker stimulus. So that's where we're at. Short one this week, physique update, and this. So on that note, I guess closing statements. This will be a quickie, but I gotta get something in, because then when I don't get something in, you know what ends up happening, right? Right. Those of you who've stuck through it with me over the long run. Every time I prep, there's always something, a couple of things that I learn that as I navigate through this very specific goal. And I think it's one of the important reasons, one of the main reasons that I see myself competing for a long time, but even if I don't, I should dabble in like something challenging within the arena that I coach every once in a while, right? But yeah, already I think there's one lesson for this prep, and something that I want to do more and more with my athletes. Autonomy is just so important when it comes to getting the best out of someone, but you have to educate them first, right? Because imagine some of the elements of just flexible dieting, IIFYM for the boomers. It wouldn't work if you didn't have a basic understanding of nutrition, right? But look at like the hierarchy of autonomy within nutritional systems that we have used, right? It's like menu plan, right? It's like the ancient way, the way our forefathers did it. God bless their hearts. Meal plan, right? And then for meal plan, you have like, oh, okay, let's break stuff down into macronutrients. And again, some people who do that still have like set meal plans, but there is some more built-in autonomy there where, hey, there's certain dynamics within a flexible setup that you can use to help you out with your situation, right? So for example, maybe as you're getting leaner, you just need more food pre-training so that you can get the most out of your session. So, hey, you start moving, it was maybe at the start 25% of your carbs were taken in pre-training. And now it's to the point where it's like 45-ish. And guess what? You might have certain days where you walk in there or you're about to, get your pre-training meal, and you're like, hey, today I might need half of my carb intake, which, mind you, probably at this point for that person who is in this situation might only be 125 grams that they have for the whole day, right? So 75 pre-training, right? But giving athletes these tools so they can fend for themselves within the confines of what's going on right now, this instant, is one of the most valuable things you can have on your bodybuilder tool belt. So especially with the right candidates, I do think going forward, I want to hand over more autonomy to my athletes than before. And I've already experimented with one bodybuilder, my guy over here, Dean, one of our athletes, longtime athlete. I've had a few preps with him, and our digging phase this year was done with me telling him, okay, like we have all this area to roam in regards to calories. When you feel good, strike. When you feel not so good, hey, you know, maybe somewhere in between. And also you're gonna have your days where it's like you're gonna be at the top end of your intake. And I'll tell you what, I think we did better. And for sure we did better when it comes to conditioning, like better than ever. But most importantly, I think he felt less trapped, because a big part, even if you are a soldier when it comes to this stuff, even if you're like, yo, I can handle whatever you throw at me, coach, one of those personalities, which coaches, don't get me wrong, we enjoy, like having those guys that just, you know, turn in good work every week. But still, there is some, there is definitely going to be some anguish that comes with that. There's definitely going to be a certain element of you just feeling trapped and confined in this situation. So when it's more up to you, it just hits different. It does. And especially with experienced competitors, people who have more than at least one prep under their belt, who, you know, certainly at this point know a thing or two about nutrition, and they've walked that path to the stage before. Already, this is going to be something that I'm gonna figure out ways to have my athletes experience what I've been experiencing last prep, confirmed this prep, and I think they're gonna like it. My guy Dean liked it. He responded incredibly well to that. And again, every tool isn't for everyone, but I think this is definitely one of those things that is for most. So already, first thing I've learned. That's it for this week. Just a shorty, just to put something up there, just to document it. I owe you guys a long one. We'll do that next week, all right? I'll make sure of that.